will take a day to you this day of your time. How are you all?
Yes!
I will take that as a fine. All right. We thank you for the co-creation of this interaction. You may proceed as your imaginations so desire. What would you like to discuss with us this day?
Okay. I have my first question.
Yes.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank you. My first question is, I smoke marijuana
Yes.
on a regular basis, on every day, I would say.
All right.
And on occasion, I will take psychedelic drugs such as
Yes.
mushrooms, acid, DMT.
Yes.
I feel personally that the use of these, I feel like I consider these to be tools in this process
Yes.
of ascension, enlightenment that I seem to be experiencing.
They are,
Wonderful.
and can be, depending on how you use them.
Okay.
Now, most people in your society don't necessarily need to use them as often as they think. The idea is that in the natural form in which the earth provides certain kinds of tools of this nature, and the more natural ones are in that sense already designed to interact with your chemistry and your psychology in a particular way, rather than the artificial ones, you follow me?
Mm-hmm.
The natural ones are already designed to have a certain effect, and when used in conjunction with certain, shall we say, personal processing rituals, can be very effective in assisting an individual to get in touch with very deep and profound levels of their consciousness, and get in touch with expanded levels of consciousness beyond the physical world. But this is why, if you will observe what you may call indigenous societies in various parts of your planet, this is why they surround the utilization of those particular tools, those drugs, with certain kinds of processing rituals, such as vision quests and so forth. You follow me?
Yes.
Just the idea of continually taking them is not really allowing one to actually integrate the experience one has from each time. The idea is that they will actually have a more profound effect on your life if you take them intermittently, and in between and during use or create or attract yourself to a particular processing ritual that will allow you to integrate the experience and the information that comes from the utilization of those tools, rather than just continuing to take them frequently. You follow me?
Yes, very much.
All right. Does that answer your question?
It does, thank you.
All right.
You keep.
Okay. Sure. Yes.
I'm curious about, as far as within the next 5 years,
Yes.
How important it is for us to integrate ourselves with nature.
It is important every moment. In this transformational age, the sooner you can allow yourself more integration on every level with everything in your reality, it will help you accelerate greatly. Integration is key now in this transformational age. As we have said, the idea is that those that wait to integrate will find it tougher to do so later on. Because as the energy, the collective wave accelerates, it will be harder for you to catch that wave, ride that wave, unless you are willing to integrate on a daily basis to the best of your ability. Now, we have talked a lot about the idea of what we perceive to be the most efficient way to integrate. And the most efficient way, in our opinion, to integrate is always following your highest joy with integrity to the best of your ability. You follow me? And so by doing that, by being willing to recognize that what you call excitement is the vibrational energy of your true self, and by acting on every circumstance and situation that occurs in your life synchronistically that gives you an opportunity to act on that, then you will constantly be in a state of integration, no matter at what rate it may occur. And you will always be perfectly in sync with the collective integration as you need to be, as long as you are being true to yourself in that way by those behaviors and by those actions. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I have another question.
Oh, all right.
As far as being true to yourself,
Yes.
how do you know the difference between being true to, as far as the ego-based
Yes.
mind, and to your heart?
Well, when you allow yourself to make an honest assessment of what your belief systems and definitions are about any given situation that you may seem attracted to, and you give yourself an opportunity to define yourself in relationship to it, you will gain the ability, you will gain through this practice the ability to discern the difference. Most of you can really tell the difference if you just simply sit still and be quiet and listen to your heart as to whether or not something is truly you, or whether it is something that really has nothing to do with you, but maybe you have defined in a way that makes it uncertain. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Most of you can really tell. It's really not that difficult. If you make an honest assessment and ask yourself the simple question, am I simply defining something as either true or not true because I have a fear or a doubt about my relationship to it, you will usually find that you will get an answer. The idea is to simply ask yourself whether you are imposing a definition on something that actually has a different kind of energy, or whether you're seeing it for what it is and feel in your heart that it is something that you feel attracted to. Now, of course, you can be attracted to something and feel it is a true representation of your truth and your excitement. But the idea is to always do it without expectation, for it is the expectation often that, shall we say, gets you into trouble and is representative of other definitions that may be in your consciousness that don't necessarily serve you in the best way possible. So by always moving toward the thing that excites you the most without expectation, you at least then are leaving yourself open for synchronicity to show you whether having moved in that direction actually serves you best or not, by not assuming that a certain outcome must occur, but letting life show you what does need to happen, and then seeing how you feel about that, and how you relate to that, and how you define yourself in relation to that thing. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Is this answering your question?
Yeah.
Does this help?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Bashar, my next question is, in this process of waking up and understanding that we or I have been indoctrinated into a belief system that is simply not true,
yes.
I'm wondering how this...
Not true for you.
Okay, not true for me.
It is all true.
Of my highest potential.
Yes.
I'd like to know what your thoughts are on certain foods that we eat, things that we can habitualize into our daily practice.
Yes.
Right now, there is a lot of talk of how harmful everything is in the American
it's primarily
society.
because, first and foremost, your water, your food, your air is polluted. And so you are getting a lot of toxicity in the things that you ingest, in the things that you drink, in the things that you breathe. So the idea, first and foremost, is, of course, body consciousness at any given moment will tell you what is really best for you. But again, of course, you have to be in touch with the definitions in your psychology as to why you might feel the need to eat a certain thing. Now, generally speaking, obviously, the more natural, the more fresh, the more organic, the lighter you eat, the better it is for your system in general, because you really don't need as much as many of you on your planet may think. So the idea is to always be as light as possible, as natural as possible, as fresh as possible. Then, allow your body consciousness, when you are in touch with it, to tell you what it may need at any given moment because of the chemistry that is going on in your body at that moment. And it is all right to eat a variety of things as long as it is done in moderation. Most people on your planet have simply been indoctrinated to think that they need more than they do. It is not so much exactly even what you eat, but how much and why that makes the difference. But also, because of the degree of toxicity in whatever it is you do decide to eat, a regular detoxification and cleansing of the organs and the body is always going to be of great benefit to you. Perhaps once, twice, maybe even 3 or 4 times a year, depending upon the degree of toxicity that you may believe your body is holding on to. Because you see, when your body has absorbed toxins over a long period of time, the toxins lodge themselves in the cells in such a